All right. Okay. So in this video series, we're going to be talking about how to travel and win. So in this video, oops. Okay. In this video series, we're going to be doing a four-part series on how to travel and win. Now, this is a very, very, very important series because without having these skill sets ingrained into your lifestyle, ingrained into how you operate while you're on vacation, a short 4-day vacation can completely derail almost a month's worth of work. So, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're implementing the right strategies, we have the right mindsets, and we're doing everything properly. So that way, while you travel, you're not undoing all of the hard work that you're already putting in. So let's talk about a couple key things here, right? So the first one is the problem. So here's the first problem that we face when we're traveling, right? Number one, we're out of routine. And because we're out of routine, we tend to overcomplicate. We think too much, right? We're like, oh, I'm going to Disney World, or oh, I'm going to be at this hotel. Like, I don't know what the food options are. And we tend to overcomplicate. And that causes a paralysis of analysis. What we don't want to do is we don't want to overcomplicate everything. We want to keep this as simple as possible. And when we get into the possibilities, the principles, and the plan of action, it's going to make life a whole lot easier, right? So make sure you watch this whole video series. Number two, the problems that you face, okay, is that you go into vacation mode, right? I was just down in Charleston, and my wife, I'm watching her eat more than she ever does. She's drinking more than she usually does, right? Usually when we go out to eat, it's like one or two drinks, but she's having three or four. She's partying. She's really enjoying herself. And while there's no judgment with that, that's just not how I operate, right? And I used to be just like that. I used to be, I mean, I remember when we went to Hawaii for our honeymoon, I went freaking crazy. I actually tracked my weight before that and after that. And in just 10 days, I put on 15 pounds. And it's crazy because I was drinking like 6, 7, 8 drinks a day, which I would never do. I was eating extravagant breakfasts. I was going out to lunch and we were eating like, it was like any moment that we had, we would get ice cream in the middle of the day, sometimes twice a day. We all kind of have that like vacation mode, like, oh, I'm out of routine and I'm in a whole new environment. And so I'm going to act and operate like a whole new person. And you can really shoot yourself in the foot there. Number three, okay, you spend half your vacation thinking and planning around food, which kind of leads back into overcomplicating because you're out of routine, right? It's like, where are we going to eat dinner? What are we going to do for breakfast? What are we going to do for lunch? I swear vacations are literally just, it's just eating in different places at different times, right? We just get all excited about like, oh, I want to make sure that I'm eating, like we got to go to this restaurant and we got to go to this restaurant. So we spend half the vacation thinking about and planning around food, which tends to lead into even more overcomplicating. And then number four, right? You believe, and I used to do this too, you believe you should treat yourself to 3+ special meals a day. I used to do this all the time. right? It was like, what fun brunch place are we going to go to? What fun breakfast are we going to have? What fun lunch are we going to have? Like, what do I feel like eating? What am I in the mood for? These are the questions that we tend to ask ourselves. And what ends up happening is when we do this, we tend to make very poor choices because the whole purpose of this program is being very strategic and not that you can't have fun. And I'm going to go into exactly how you're actually going to enjoy food every single day while you're on vacation. You're not going to be the fun sucker of the vacation, I can tell you that. But you're also not going to be Mr. Willy-nilly, what do I feel like eating, and being this hedonistic type individual, because very quickly and in just 3 or 4 days, you can undo weeks and weeks of progress. And so that concludes the first video, which is the problems that we face when we're on vacation. In the next video, in the next video in this 4-part series, we're going to go through the possibilities, right? We're going to open up a door to new possibilities of thinking and then eventually new principles. And once we adopt new ways of thinking, new principles to operate from, the plan becomes very clear and you will never need to worry about a vacation ever again. For the past 3 years, I've gone on multiple vacations and I've either stayed the same weight, lost weight, or not gotten off track even a little bit. I've even gone on vacations in the middle of prepping for a bodybuilding show and stayed right on track. So continue watching, but thank you so much for attending this 4-part video series. We're going to crush it together. I'll see you in the next one.